Good morning, boys and girls. I do apologize that our flipped video number 7 is not working so well today. I'm having a lot of difficulties, so here's our backup slideshow. Flipped number 7. This week we'll be looking at our last adding strategy. There are 4, and here is the 4th. So let's get this done. The first strategy to review is a compensation strategy. That's where you look at the 36 plus 28. Now remember, those are called addends, the numbers that we're adding together to find the answer or the sum. With this strategy, 36 plus 28, we have that addend 28 wishing to himself, I just wish I could be 2 more. If I had 2 more, I could be 30. And if you look at the number line, it's very easy to add 30. We start at 36. We do 3 leaps of 10 to get to 66. And then we have to take away that 2 that the 28 was wishing for. We have to take it away. It's not really there. So we add 30 to get to 66 and then back 2 to 64. The next strategy to review is something called moving. Moving is when one addend gives a little gift to the other addend. You can see with the arrow that the 43 is going to give a gift of 2 units to the 18. That will leave us with a 41 and a plus 20. So 41 on the number line, 2 leaps of 10 to 61. So when we move numbers, it's just one addend giving a gift to the other. The third adding strategy is an adding on strategy. Now, this is where one of the addends stays the same and the other addend is kind of broken down into its expanded form. We deal with the 10s and we deal with the 1s. On this particular example, I've got 45 in a box because I'm going to choose to start with 45. It doesn't matter which addend you choose to start with. The sum or the answer will always be the same. So I start my number line at 45. And then I look at my 32. Well, that's 3 groups of 10. 1, 2, 3 leaps of 10 gives me 75. And then I need to add on my 2 1s. And 75 plus 2 more is 77. So remember, with adding on, one of your addends stays the same. And the other one gets broken into its expanded form, 30 plus 2. The new strategy we're going to look at is called a splitting strategy. It's kind of adding on's cousin. It's very close to adding on. Now the difference is instead of keeping one of the addends the same, we're going to split both into its expanded form. We're going to look at the 10s column and the 1s column. And if it exists in the number, sometimes even the hundreds column. If you look at the splitting strategy on the left, we have 2 addends, 18 plus 26. Well, in the splitting strategy, we want to look at the 10s and 1s separately. So I take 1 10 from the 18 and 2 10s from the 26, and I'm going to add them together to make 3 10s, or 30. You'll notice in the number 30 that we have 3 to show us 3 10s, and we have 1 0, which gives us a hint that that's a 10. So we also do the same with the 1s, 8 1s plus 6 1s, and we bring those down to make 14. Then we can very easily add 30 plus 14 makes 44. On the example on the right, same thing, larger numbers, 168 plus 384. So I'm going to start with my hundreds. 100 plus 300. Well, that's easy. That makes 400. See, I've got the zeros underlined on the 400. That's because that's 4 groups of 100. So we've got a hint in there. 2 zeros shows us that that's the 100 blocks. We can do the same with the 10s. 6 10s plus 8 10s is 14 10s. 14 10s makes 140. Again, there's that 0 giving us the hint that that's 14 10s. And finally, we add the 1s. 8 1s plus 4 1s are 12. Now all I have to do is add them together. Easy peasy. 400 plus 140, 540. Plus 12, 552. So that is our splitting strategy. And here's your homework for the week. Number 1, copy and solve these 2 strings. Tell which strategy is being used in each. which strategy would you use for the column on the left and which would you use for the column on the right? Put them in your homework book, please. Number 2, I want you to solve this string 2 different times. The first time, use an adding on strategy. The second time, use a splitting strategy. It's probably a good idea if you write it in your book and show your work, and then also practice it just in your head. And finally, your third piece of homework is I want you to write an addition question that has 2 or 3 addends, and each number will have 2 or 3 digits. I want you to determine the strategy you're going to use, write it down, and then solve your question. Then you're going to bring it to school because we are going to test your friends and see if they use the same strategy that you chose. You guys are really doing a great job. I'm very proud of all the efforts you're making, and I can see the difference in our daily math circles. So please keep it up. Thank you.